Okay, so today we're going to do a little hands-on, get into something good. What we're going to do is we're going to install the Polkadot, and see if we can set up two nodes. So you can see here, they give you various options. We already have Rust, and they talk about building from source. So if you like to first install Rust, so this talks about installing Rust, updating it, build the client. So git checkout, okay. So in order to do anything, oh, and there's another using cargo. So let's go to where we are here. This is the GitHub, and let's see. This is the master branch, and I'm trying to see Polkadot 0.8.27. Okay. Now, just looking at this, you can see it as all the code. You look in parachain, you look in source. They are using the, I guess, libsf method of doing things. So look at that, and you can see, as you'd expect, it specifies the modules that you're going to be using. Wasm, actually lib defines the library. That means this is a library. Mod, this is the old way of doing it, but the way I actually think is a better way because it's neater. The mod SF. And you have, again, all your definitions that you need, what you're going to be using. And this is the actual code here. So let's see if they, this is this one module. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's a word mod. So validate candidate custom, and these are the arguments, and the result is looks like it's a thing with the validation result and validation error. Run worker. So yeah, so you have an object that is created with validation result and validation error, and that is a result object. And all the differences, validate candidate. So this is all the code, the actual Polkadot code and the actual implementation of what we've been talking about theoretically. So let's go back up here, and we have its version 0.8.27. So then that command would be, if we wanna, we just install those. Well, one thing we might want to do before we do anything is run this, because this will, let's go back here. This will make sure we have everything we have. we got everything. Updating everything. As you can see, it's getting everything it needs. And we're going to make sure that we have all the libraries. Be interesting. I think it's kind of cool to see if we can get it to work by actually building it. And actually getting the code down here. Again, you don't have to. You can use cargo. And we'll see if this is going to work. See if it likes it. Once it has all its required libraries. Now, there we go. Let's get back up into project. And see if we could. All right. I don't know what they're talking about. So, normally, you do something like this. Copy. And see if this works. See. There we go. So we have git clone. Git, if you're not familiar with Git, if you get into this, you should get used to using Git. Relatively simple to use. Very commonly used, at least I've used it pretty much wherever I've been in the last couple of years. There are others, but I mean, I remember using, what was it, some of the Microsoft, this source code management. And you can create a free account on GitHub, and you can put your own personal stuff up there. So we have now Polkadot. And look at this. We have all the code. And what's nice is what one can do once you have this, you can actually go and look at all the code and, you know, see what it's actually doing. But what we're going to do right now, let's see if we can get this puppy to build. So, build from source. So there's scripts, init.sh. And it's going to do whatever it needs to do. And then the next thing, let me make sure you're actually seeing. You're not seeing this. Okay, let me, let's see if we can switch scenes. I had a scene. And there we go. So you can see now where it's actually building. And it didn't like something. But it looks like, oh, it's a warning. Not too concerned about that. What I would be concerned about is if I was getting errors. So as long as it is happily building along, we're good. And it looks like it finished. So let's see what we did here. Oh no, we just ran init, that's right. So we've initialized, and now we're going to actually do the build. And remember, we spoke about cargo. That's kind of their version of Maven or Gradle, if you're familiar with those. Let's see. Let's see if we can get this to. There we go. So that dash release makes me, since we're building a release version. Well, that's interesting. So once we have this built, let me show you here. The next thing we need to do is, for this, is we're going to create a node. Now, let's see how daring we want to do. I am going to see if I can do a, if you want to see, yeah, I want to create a local testnet. So, you're going to need 2 terminals. All right. This is the Alice and Bob. Let's see if we can do this. Now, these are the names, I guess, of the 2 different nodes. And my guess is once this here is running, when it starts, it's going to give you some kind of boot node ID. So what I'm going to have to do, what we're going to do once this finishes is, see, it's going along, compiling, getting everything. Well, this looks like it's, I want to see what it's doing. Percent encoding. Okay. So this is going to take some time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the recording because I don't think you want to sit here and look at this. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to start preparing to see if we can get that 2-node item open and see what happens with that, the 2-node testnet. So see you when this is done. Okay, so we're back. As you can see, completed successfully, and it says finish release in 34 minutes and 31 seconds. So let's go into the, here we go, no, which one do I want here? This one. So, if we go into target, release, you can see it built the Polkadot application, which is not small. So, let's see if we can get this little 2-node network up. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to run the command specified in the local 2 test. This is from the actual Parity Tech, the people writing Polkadot. They are big Rust people, and there's actually a video that where they talk about why they chose Rust for their, let's see, alright, which is the one I want, is it? Yeah. So, let's paste this, and you know what? I think you need a little, yeah. Typically you do that. So this is gonna start it, and it's gonna change, it's gonna be a Polkadot local, its name's gonna be Alice, and it's gonna dump, I guess, whatever it's gonna dump into temp Alice. So let's see what happened. Okay, it's starting. Let's see if we can find the version. Node identity is. So let's see. I think that may be what we need. Copy it. Grandpa Authority. So we talked about Grandpa and Babe. So it's just running. Now when we get back here, we need to do this. Alice boot node ID. So let's see if I got the right thing. What I'm going to do is just open up an editor here, so I have a place to open up Atom and have a place to store what I just picked up from the booting, the ID. So one of the annoying things of Atom is whenever you bring it brings up all these windows that you really don't need, like a welcome window. Let's see. Okay. Let me make sure that's what we want here. So if you can see it's running, I'm just not sure if local node identity, block state. So we got parity Polkadot and role authority. The node name is Alice. And let's see, the only identity I see is that. And you can see where it's running. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to copy this, the next line, which is what we're going to have to specify in the other node. And what I'm going to do is before I do anything, I'm going to set it up so I can just copy and paste the node. I'm going to make one line, take that long ID that I got, and I'm going to replace it in the, why can I not select this? There we go. Control C. And what I'm doing right now as it's running is I'm going to, let's see if I can get rid of this. This is just annoying. Okay. And we need that little ticket again. Alright, so let's see if I can copy this. And now we're going to go into the other window and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to paste in what we copy. Now before I hit it, so it's Polkadot, it's making another local chain, another local node called Bob, and Bob's gonna, it needs the Alice ID because it's gonna set up a peer-to-peer relationship with Alice. That's what I believe this last boot node. Oh, it doesn't like it in. You don't have that. There we go. That should Starting pave, initializing, discovered external. And it's rolling along. You can see. And so they're going now. As you can see, the two nodes are going. We've got we've got Grandpa and Babe running. So, as you can see, look, it's already finalized 2 blocks. Not sure what's in the blocks, but at any rate, so you can see, I'm curious. I am very curious. Does it tell you how to, development? Yeah, we're going to get into development, but what I want to see here is if there is a way to actually see the block, see the chain. I'm going to do a little Google here. But you can see we got a little blockchain, 2 blockchain nodes talking to each other. See if it, let's see. Okay. Now, one thing, I just saw something to mention of bridges. We have not spoke about bridges, and I think that's something that is important to the Polkadot. So we're going to have to talk about that. But what we've accomplished here today is we have brought up Polkadot. And as you can see, we've got 2 nodes happily running along and talking to each other. And the key thing, of course, is that we told the second node, gave the identity of the first. So I hope you found this useful, and you could see it was actually very simple to install. I mean, I did not really run into any problems. And I've compiled enough, I've dealt with Unix-based stuff or Linux-based stuff enough that, sometimes you try to compile it and get the thing going and it doesn't have what it needs, and, but no, this was pretty much flawless. So kudos to the Polkadot team there. Anyway, that's all for today, and thank you, and I will speak to you next time.